Hiya, it's Karen here. Welcome back. And I think today I'm hoping that this is going to be pretty much the final video of working in the Owls and Fairies. I've done quite a lot of work on it off camera, so I'm hoping we can at least bring it almost to a close, and then I'll just finish it off and come back and do a flip through. So I will just show you, I've made some changes, moved things around, and I've done some preparation of some cards and journal cards and tags that we're going to put in. So let's just dive in and get this baby on its way. I know I've said this before, and I thought that was the case last time, because I think I remember saying at the end of the last video, I've only got one more signature to fill. No, I was wrong. If any of you were saying, but I thought she did 3 signatures, not 2, you were quite right. For some reason, I thought there's only 2 signatures in this one, and they're not. So I've still got a bit of work to do, but we'll see how we get on today. So the first thing I'm going to show you is that this piece that I tucked into a side tuck, I didn't think it looked right there. So this is these little collection of bits of paper and fabric and lace and stuff, and I thought it actually worked better tucked into this pocket at the front. So that's what I've done with that one. And I made a few changes along the way, some of which I will know what I've done, and others I may not remember. But I think to start with, it's all pretty much as you saw it last time. And yep, that's all. I think we got to the end of the first signature, certainly by the end of that video, but I have gone through and made 1 or 2 changes here and there, I think. Not very many. Mainly I've been concentrating on the other 2 signatures, getting some things prepared to go in those. But this one, alright, so we put these 2 in here. In fact, when I was editing this last video, I thought actually that would look better that way round, because then you're covering it, then you're not seeing this big blank area, and that would look better at the front. So I'm just swapping those round. And then here, I hadn't made anything because I didn't have any. I ran out of large things to put in all my side tucks that I had. I hadn't realised just how many large journal cards and tags I was going to need. So I have gone ahead and made this one. I've got it finished. Just using some book page, backing it with some straw paper. This is some paper from Roxy Creations. I think it's the piece I had. I used the rest of it for a pocket, which will come across later on in the journal. This was just a piece I had left over, so I cut that, I tore that on along there, added some straw paper in the green, and I thought she went really beautifully on there, picked up all the colours in the background, so I like that. That's just quite a simple journal card to pop in there, and I just think that looks lovely. Happy with that one. So I put this one in here. I think I must have done that last time as well. So this one is now missing a tag, so I will have to come back to that. I just want to show you and finish what I've prepared already. The other thing I did prepare, which I can show you now, which I will probably use to put something in here, I prepared this massive masterboard. It's 3 sheets of book page, large book page. So I may not even need it all, but I thought if you make it too small, you know you're going to need more. So I've made quite a big one, and hopefully we'll be able to cut into that to fill the last of the pockets. Whether I manage it today, I really don't know. So we'll come back to her, hopefully. So in here, oh yes, this is just this one. I did put that in last time. I've just added a tab. So that's been drying, so I'm just going to pop that in there so we've got something to pull it out with. So that's the end of the first signature, pretty much done. And now we can come to the second signature. I've got my lovely belly band here, and I have gone ahead and made a big journal card to go in it, just with some Florentine paper, piece from the Fae kit, and a fairy just to pop in the corner there. She's really lovely, and I have embossed her wings. So I'm going to pop that behind there, and I just like how the green really shows up either side of the belly band. So that's that one. I I've just popped this card into this pocket, ready-made journal card from the Medieval Mirage kit. So then I cut some paper. These papers are all from the Fae kit. I just cut some paper down. I put it onto some book page, and then I have backed it with some paper from the Medieval Mirage kit. So that just needs a bit of finishing. So there's quite a few like that, when I've just kind of made a start, pulled out some bits to finish it off with, and that's what I'll just do it with you on camera, just because it makes it more interesting than just me showing you. So I have got a nice, lovely little fairy journal card there, which she needs inking around. And I think, have I embossed her? No, I didn't emboss her wings. I better do that, hadn't I? So I think I have done one of the ones that I've prepared, but every now and again I miss them. So I better quickly do her wings, hadn't I? So I'll just do that. Try and do that super quick. And I'm going to put a piece of cheesecloth behind her, I think. So on here. Doesn't need a lot because we've got this lovely big mushroom and she's just kind of sitting under it, really. So I will just get my embossing tray in. Kept it handy because I had a feeling this might happen sooner than I thought. I'll quickly do that. Pull out my bit of paper to catch the powder on. And we'll just quickly do her wings. Right, so they're okay. They've just got a little bit of shine to them. That's nice. I'm just going to put a bit of cheesecloth behind her. Not all of this, it's too much, but just cut it to size. So how are you all doing? I hope you're all well. All is well here. We had a lovely weekend. I am filming this a week ahead, as usual. And so we've just had the Arlo's birthday weekend, which was really lovely. And yeah, I think he had a really good time opening all his presents, with a bit of help from his big cousin. She was itching to get in there and help him, but we managed to. I mean, he wasn't all that interested in ripping the paper, so she was happy to help him out. But he really liked the toys, although once he'd opened one, he just wanted to play with that one. He didn't really want to, didn't always want to open another one. Does this never stop? So, yeah, but I think he seems to have really enjoyed the ones he had. And it was really, really nice to have everybody over. And his other nan and granddad were there, or grandma and granddad they are. And we had a nice bit of sunshine in the morning, so we were able to sit in the garden. That's I've decided that's a little long. I might just, I don't want it right up into the mushroom. Yes, so I'm actually filming this on the day that my collaboration video went live. So I've had some lovely comments. Thank you very much, everybody who's found it and is watching as a result of that, which is very nice. If you found my channel, or been pointed here by the lovely Steph. And if you've hung around, I'm glad you're here. You're very welcome to join us. And so this evening, Arlo and his parents are coming to stay for the night, overnight. Well, they're all staying overnight. That just gives her a little bit of background. I might put a little label on. But but his mum and dad are going to be, tomorrow they're going off to a wedding overnight on Thursday night, so they will be leaving him here with us, and we won't be. They won't see him again until Friday. So he's going to be here for the day tomorrow, which is our usual day to have him. Staying here tomorrow night on his own, and then we're taking him to nursery on Friday morning. That's how it's going to go. Don't know that he's going to be all that impressed with the arrangement. We anticipate some issues Thursday night, but hopefully we'll have a lovely day with him tomorrow. So I just need to, I think I just want to round the corners. Or shall I, well, maybe I'll do the little pointy corners instead. And the middle size pieces, middle size corners. Oh. Yep. And I'll ink it. I think I might just leave that one as it is. Put a bit more glue under here. I feel like it needs just a little, possibly a little label. Let's have a quick look. There we are, a little quick. I'll have Smile. Probably used it before, but she's very smiley, so why not? There. Quickly mop that up. Okay. Let's pop that in here. Oh no, I haven't quite finished. Ha! I haven't quite finished. I thought it needed a splash of colour. Let's put these away. So I pulled out this piece of red, and I'm going to make a tab with the red. So I'm just going to put that there. Let's get rid of this bit of thread. I've got that lovely bit of fraying. So yeah, it's a bit long. Doesn't need to be as long as that. And I haven't cut it very straight either. Okay, so let's just pop this on. That's better. There we go. Going down there. So that's in there. Okay. Oh yes, now we have this pocket here. And I have another piece prepared. So I just need to get cracking on putting it together. It's all done. I think I've even embossed the fairy. Which way around was that meant to be? think it was like that. And I think the idea was, I don't know, I did this quite a while ago now. I was going to put that down there, and another bit down here. I think that was the idea. Maybe a little long. So I might have made this a bit too wide. Might just tear it down a little bit more. Not quite sure what my idea was. I think it just because it didn't quite fit. I mean, really and truly, I could have centralised it. I could centralise it over that and it wouldn't really show. Do I really need the extra bit? I'm not sure I do, to be honest. Because this looks fine just on here. Yeah, I might put the bit of green on. Anyway, I don't think I need this piece after all. I'm going to just ink this piece up. I think once these it's been inked around, it'll be fine. Should do something on the corners, I expect. And I think I will make this a tag. So just going to get my card up the right way up would be good. I'm going to cut this, yeah, tag shape because it's so big. I'm going to go for my biggest corner, I think. Is that the biggest one? No, that's the biggest one. I'm going to go cut that and make a nice tag. There. Right. Now I can ink it properly. Okay. I've just backed it with some more paper, some plainer paper from the Fake It. There's a bit coming adrift on the back here. Okay, just going to do the smaller one. Right, so now we need to just do a little decorating. I've got this piece I'm going to use for my tab, I think. Cut that down because I think it just needed that bit of bright contrast. Popping out the top of the pocket. So I'm going to put that on. I think actually I might just take off the bit of zigzag along the side because it looks a bit odd because it doesn't match. It's alright just to have it on this one edge at the bottom there. Okay. Turn him over. So I've got a nice pop of colour at the top of the tag. And then to decorate the tag, I mean, it's lovely. The paper's beautiful. These are all from the Fake It. But I wanted to add something more. So I have my fairy. She has been embossed. I don't know about the bit of green, just as another pop of colour at the bottom. Maybe I'll still put that there. And I've got a piece of Roxy Creations fabric with some text on it, which I thought would give a nice kind of contrast. So I'm thinking if that goes there and that can go there, she can go there. And then we have one of the little pieces of ephemera from the Fake It saying Happy Place. So I thought maybe that will go here. Don't really want it lining up with the green, so I might just move that up a little. And pop her there, I think. Do I need to move it all up a little bit? Because it's a big tag and I don't want it to all be crowded round at the bottom, do I? Maybe that's what I'll do. Move her up. Okay. Let's just put these bits on. I like that. It's worked out very nicely. Let's pop it into the pocket. I might just leave this just sticking out so that it doesn't actually... I don't think it will seep through, you just never know. So I'm just going to leave it sticking out a little bit. Alright, so let's continue. I did pop this little one in here into this pocket. It's one I made a while ago. I think it's a matchbook. It's kind of, yes, matchbook notepad I made quite a while ago. Lots of little pages all tucked in there. Don't even remember when I made this. Had it quite a long while. It was in my stash. But I think it goes very nicely in there. And carry on. We've got this pocket here, so that it's a pocket behind and it's also a pocket here. Can't remember where I made it, but it was made a while ago. I think I made it from maybe it was in my to-do box. I just decorated it up to go with the journal. So I've taken one of the journal cards from, I think this is one of the freebies from the Fake It, backed it, and that's just going to fit beautifully right in there. So I really, really like that just there. And then I've taken one of the envelopes from the Medieval Mirage kit, and I'm just popping one of the postcards in here. I haven't done anything extra to it. Could probably add a stamp or something, but I haven't done anything at the moment. I think it does need a bit of an ink. So, yep, that's fine. And then that will just go into my envelope. I mean, there's room for something else, but I haven't got anything else. Oh, yes, I did plan to make a wax seal to go on here. So I've still got that to do, so I won't put it in its pocket because I can't really do that on camera because you've got to heat it all up and do all the melting, and we could be here for hours. But I have got a new seal which has got an owl on it, and I've been meaning to make some, and of course I haven't got round to it, but I thought I definitely need to put a wax seal on here with the owl on, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to leave that sticking out to remind myself to come back and do that. So in this side tuck here, I just took a piece of the paper, one of the papers from the kit, and I was going to use it to cover one of the journal cards, but I really loved the backing of it. This is some paper from the Fay kit, which I thought was beautiful, and then this is the paper from the Medieval Mirage kit, and I thought, well, actually, you could write on this quite easily, and I didn't want to cut it up, so or cover it up. So I thought, well, I'll leave it as it is. Inked around it and rounded the corners, and it just pops in there beautifully with these owls looking out. So I thought, happy with that. That's going to go in. Doesn't take up too much space. So I haven't put anything in these. I just think they're decorative. I mean, I did leave them as little tuck spots, I think. Some of them, not all of them. This one not, I don't think. But yeah, I'm just leaving them as they are. So we have a pocket here and a pocket here. So I have gone ahead, taken a piece of, this is from the a piece of paper that I've just cut down from the kit, from the Medieval Mirage kit, backed it onto some straw paper, and I'm just going to put it in there. The little owls little looking out. And then I have got another one of these tree journal cards from the Fay freebie kit. And I'm just going to put that in here, like that. And that's done. Didn't want them too bulky, so some of them I'm really keeping simple, because it's already getting quite full. Right, so this is the next side tuck that I have made this for. I don't know if I really need to do anything else to it. I don't think I want to. I can't help myself, I have to round the corners. I can't not round corners on journal cards. Okay, and I'm going to leave it with that. So I've used one of my stamped pieces of fabric on just in the middle there. Just kind of add a bit of extra interest, but I think that's fine as it is. And here's another one that needs finishing, and that's to go in this belly band here. I haven't even looked at this one to see if it needs more doing to it. But I have my strip of paper here. And then I'm going to, I think, just going to have this going down the side, and a bit of Florentine paper across the bottom, just to make it look a little bit different. So let's just do that, glue that on. I've been using these big pieces of book page, and I have backed it already from my encyclopedias I had as a child, and they've proven very handy for some of these big tags and big journal cards that I'm having to make. Right, so, oh, I wonder, would that work on there? Possibly. I thought I might add an owl to this one. And if I stick out owls, would be quite a nice one here. Too big. I like him. Okay, we'll have Mr. Fierce Owl. I think he looks like he might be a long-eared owl, maybe. Should have a label for that, I think. Let's have a look, see if I've got a long-eared owl on my list, on my labels. Long-eared owl, there it is. I think that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know my owls really. I know it's not a barn owl. But he looks like he has big tufts, so I'm calling him long-eared. Oh, I'm cutting out the wrong one. Cutting out tawny owl. Ugh. Let's just ink these up, and then we'll get him glued on. Do you want to sit him on something? I've got this strip of Florentine paper here. I wonder if he could just sit on there. He could, couldn't he? Let's just... I were to just pop that there, under there. Yes, because then he's just nestling under this very tall mushroom here. Yes, that would work. No, the other way. I want the flat edge on the end, on the side. Right there. Let's glue him on. And then he's just sitting nicely on this green branch. No, that's not straight. That's better. Okay. So going up there, or should I put it on this bit of green? Maybe that would look better. Yep, I think so. There we go. There's a long-eared owl. I think we're going to round our corners. And are we going to put this piece up here? I do think we are. I think we are. I like it. Just adds a nice pop of colour. Right, it's another one done. Move bits out the way. Right, so let's bring that back in and put it in the belly band here. There we go. Looking good. we've got a little pocket here. So I have made a tag. Oops. It's got a tight pocket, especially now I've just put something in the other side. But that's going to go there. I like that, but I felt it was too plain, of course. Of course. So, this is more paper from Fake It, but bits on it from the Owls and Raptors. So I have this piece from the Owls and Raptors kit, and I'm just going to put an owl on it. And of course, this is where I got my idea of using this. I'd already got this piece torn off for him to sit on. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, put that there. And then we've got, so I wasn't sure what sort of owl he was, so I've got night owl, because they're pretty much all night owls, aren't they? So that's the label I'm going to use. And I'm just going to put that there. Okay. I don't think I'm going to worry too much about a topper. Shall I put a hole? I might just leave that as it is, this one. That's it. Okay, so there we go. So I'm trying, if I've got something like a fairy on the pocket, I'm trying to put an owl in the journal card and vice versa. So we're mixing it up, making sure there's plenty of both. I'm just going to get my book weight. It's starting to get more tricky to work in this, and I'm only on the second signature so far. So I've got this piece to go in here. That's gone right in there. So that needs finishing, I think. Right, so I just want to quickly grab a few things, one of which was my, whale tail punch. So I thought I'd do a whale tail for a change on here. Haven't used this for a while. And I'm just going to do that with some of this Florentine paper. Just make sure I fold it up far enough. Hopefully that's big enough to work. Let's see if it's going to fit. That's it. There we are. Okay, so I'm going to put that on the top. Let's do that straight away because I know that's what I want to do. And then I thought, what can I put on here that's perhaps a little different, or different to what I've been using, not really different in the scheme of things. So I pulled out a couple of mushrooms. I feel like this journal is veering into an autumn journal. There's lots of similarities between things like mushrooms and the colours perhaps. It feels quite autumnal, so I'm kind of trying to be mindful of that and not overlapping with what I'm doing in my autumn journal. I think the colours are somewhat different, but this could actually be considered an autumn journal, I think. With particularly the Fake It, it's quite autumnal. And owls, I mean, you kind of associate owls. Do you associate them with autumn? I kind of do, woodland and all that. I don't know. But anyway, the autumn journal will be very different. So I've got this vellum sticker. I've had this for a long time. In fact, this is what made me think of it, because this was in my autumn ephemera, fussy cut box, and I put it in with them because they associate with. Now, where's the other one? I had two, and the other one's disappeared. Isn't that always? This is always happening to me. I'm always losing things. Where did it go? Well, I'll stick this on because I was going to do that anyway. And I might have to pause again to go and find my other piece. Don't know what I did with it. I thought they were both together. I'm going to put this. Oops. Try and get it to lay down nice and smoothly. Okay, so that's that one. Then I have a postcard one. At least I did. And it was on the floor. It was on the floor. So I'm just going to put that one there. Like that there. I've been trying to use this for ages and it just never quite worked, but I feel like it works better with the bigger thing rather than... It was always too big for the fairies. Alright, so that's going to go there. Okay. Jolly good. And bring this back in again. So this one is going to go in this pocket here. And I just need a little something to go in here. So I've got lots of little somethings in my box. Quite a few very small tags that I'm hoping, like this one that I made. Will that go in there? Yes, it will. What if I've got another little something that I can pop in? Got these little sort of tickets. Came with Medieval Mirage kit. So let's have... Not that, yeah, that one. I think so. I think I've used his little brother on here. I'm just going to put that behind there. Okay, so they're on there. They're in there, should I say. And so that's the end of the second signature. So we'll make a start on the third signature and then I will just have to carry on my own, I think. So I've got this tag, which is one I already had, which I'm going to pop in here. And then this piece I have backed, and that's going to go in here. It just needs a little finishing off, not very much. So rounding the corners I think is going to work. It's going to be all it needs. Let's get that piece out of the way. So I'm going to round the corners and I will ink it, and that will be it, I think. Right, let's pop this in here. So it's nice, you can just see the owl sticking his head out. I think this was just a piece from one of the papers that I've cut down to fit. So yeah, that's lovely in there. This opens out, you can journal on here, put another little tag in here. So, like that little piece. let's just put this up here. And I'm not sure I'm going to put anything in there. I might come across something and pop it in off camera when I'm working on it. So in here we have this pocket here, and I'm going to put this journal card right in here. So we've just got his little face popping out the top there. How are we doing? And we have, so I popped this one in here because it went really well. It matched. So I think I tried to use it in the last video and it didn't work, but it works really well here. And then we have this piece, which just flips and flops, flops out. We need to put some things in the pockets. Now that's what I'm going to have to try and find some little pieces for today. So I've got this. Would that go in there? Is that going to fit? I could make that one fit. So that's a little journal card. This is a tag, but I don't think it's too matching, I think. Let's take some things out and see what we can find. I wonder if this would go into one of these. No, it wouldn't. It's too big. I think we can definitely put one of my fairy cards in, if we can find one that's the right size. There's her. Would she go into a pocket? She would, so I'll come back and finish her off. And oh, we've got this nice big card here. Yes, that would work. This one might work better in here, maybe. I think that might work quite well in there. Is there anything else that would go in nicely? I have got this. That can go in too. How far in does the pocket go? She goes right in there. Can I put that behind? I could. So let's see. How much can we stuff into our pockets? To our little final pockets. Could do that and that. And not that one. Oh, I don't know. Maybe a couple of the little vertical ones. Let's see what we can get in here. I'm just going to ink around them. I don't want to make them any thicker. So I'm just going to ink around them. I might round some of the corners. So, right, so we've got a couple to go in here. And I'm just going to quickly round their corners, and maybe not all of them, but I'm going to round the corners on this one, ink around it and pop it in. Okay, so they've all been inked around. I'll just show you how they all look in here now. So I have got these two cards in here. So I mean, they do blend in quite a bit with the papers, but I think actually they go quite nicely in there. I'm quite happy with how these are looking. And then in the middle one, I've got a lovely fairy, which she's a bit hidden, but then fairies tend to be hidden away a little bit. And then we've got this card here with the mushrooms. Mushroom just poking up in the divot. And then in the bottom pocket, I managed to squeeze 3. So I've got this one, Goes in the back. And then we've got these two. I really love this one, so I wanted to use this. I love the colours, and I just like this one. I think it's really pretty. It says, "In the middle of our lives, we must find the magic that makes our souls soar." So that's a lovely sentiment. So I like that. It's gone in there, and then this one is gone on the other side. So there we are. And that all just folds up and plops into place. And I think, yes, I did do that as a belly band. So we need to put something behind there. I'll have to make something with my masterboard. I'm going to have to use that to make something to pop behind there, I think. So that'll have to be my job for off camera. We're not going to get to that today. So I've shown you that one. So I've got this side pocket here. And all I've done is cut a piece of book page to fit it. And that's as far as I've got. So that's going to be, I think from now on, I think I was running out of steam. I was trying to make as many of these as I could. And I kept thinking, well, how many more do I have to make? I thought I'd only have to make a few. But I have so many big pockets. I just didn't have enough cards to go in them. I used everything I had. So I think I've got another one here. So I'm just going to take those out. So I've got something I need to put in here. I did have a journal card that I was able to put in here. Is that a pocket? That is a pocket. So maybe I've got a little card I can put in this pocket. This is a little card. Would that go in? Yes, it would. So there we are. Journal card in there. There's going to be something needing to go in here. So this is the Roxy Creations paper that I used the cut-off from to make the journal card that I made earlier. And have I got anything else? Yep, I have one of the journal cards from the Fake kit, and that's just popped into this pocket here. I feel like it could take another little something. I might have another little. Have I got any more little ones already backed and made? I've got this little tag here. Yep. Okay. Oh, I know what to put in there. I know what I can put in there. If I can find it. What have I done with it? My little pad, haven't I? My little scrappy pad. Where did I put it? Here it is. How about we put that in here? Yeah. I think I will. That's it, like that. So that's gone in there. So we haven't got many more pockets to fill, I have to say. I managed to do more than I realised when I was working off camera. So I had this big card. I made this as part of Roxy's weekly challenge. I think that's scrapbook paper. So it's quite thick, quite sturdy, and that's popped in there. And then I have another piece of book page to fit in here. So I'll take that away. So we'll make another card to go in there. I've got one tag in here. I think it needs another one. Don't have many left now. Where's that one I just had? I've got this one. I think a small one will just fill that pocket a bit more, so that looks better. So we've got that. We have this guy. Remember, it's a little, I don't know, it's a window envelope thingy. Yes, it has got the envelope effect. Does it actually open? I can't even remember. Oh yes, it does. Oh, I can open it. So, but it's not an actual. I haven't left it as an actual envelope because I put this in here. So that's really just a decorative finish. Got a bit of glue on there. I'm not sure why. So yeah, I've just got that. Oh, that's why there's some glue on there, because this fell off. I'll pop it back on, shall I? Must have got knocked. You can tell what time of day it is. You can hear all the children outside and walking past. Arlo loves this time of day. We always stand him on the window ledge and he watches all the children going by, coming out of school. He loves watching other children. In no time at all before he'll be one of them, I don't doubt. Right, so I'm just going to put this back on here. Finish that off. To leave that to dry now, but that will go in this envelope pocket here. Not envelope pocket, coin envelope. There. That will, it does fit. I have tried it, so that's going to go in there. So I'm just going to leave that poking out to dry. So I think that could be it. We might be almost at the end, so we haven't really got an awful lot more to do. Fortunately, I haven't got any more pockets that need filling. No, that's it. So most of the pockets have got something in, and I've just got to just make a few more journal cards. I mean, we've really stuffed this journal, haven't we? I want to make a wax seal to go on here, and just about everything else. This one should be dry now, so I can pop that right in. Go right down into its pocket. So yeah, we're nearly there. So I won't be doing one of these videos next week, because next week, and that's for you next week, for me next week I'm still here, but by the time this goes up, next week after that I will be away. We're going up to Scotland for a week. It was meant to be for my husband's marathon, but he's not running that now because he's injured. But we're going to have a lovely week in Scotland anyway. We're going to be staying in Inverness. So during that week I'm away, I do plan to try and make a video for Monday and for Friday. I won't do one for the Wednesday, which is normally my Owls and Fairies video, just because I won't have time to make enough to cover that week and going into the next week. I will then try and make a video before I go to cover them the following Monday. So there won't be too much of a gap. And then I'll come back and do a flip through of this, which hopefully will be all finished. So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you love this journal as much as I do. It's almost there, very nearly finished, and then we can put it aside. Or if anybody, unfortunately, I don't think I can actually send it to the States at the moment. But if anybody who's not in the States would be interested in buying it, it is for sale. So I will see you in the next video. Yes, there will be more before I go away. Okay, bye for now.